Okay, it's 4:03. I think I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order, and we'll have Director Villanueva may have been held up or something at work. So she can join us in progress. We have a quorum, so we'll go ahead with the meeting. I don't have a gavel at home, so we'll just call the meeting to order. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Barb, can you play the land acknowledgement, please?
Today, the schools of the Yakima School District rest on the ancestral lands of the 14 confederated tribes and bands of the Yakima Nation.
The people of the Yakima Nation inhabited more than 12 million acres.
Across Adams, Benton, Chelan, Douglas, Franklin, Grant, Kittitas, Cliticat, and Yakima counties.
Today we honor the Native people who are tied to the land through history, legends, and cultures.
We acknowledge their descendants who live in the world today.
We thank the caretakers of this land who have lived here and continue to live here since time immemorial.
An acknowledgement is a simple, powerful way to show respect.
And a step toward correcting the stories and practices that erase Indigenous peoples' history and culture.
It also honors the truth.
As a school district, we will continue to build upon our relations with the Yakima Nation.
Thank you. And among the call to order items, I neglected to mention that we do, I need to double check. We obviously are live streaming today, so that's the way we're operating. Are we still having options for public comment?
Yes, we are. And I did just check, and there are no public comments. People have not signed up today.
Okay, thank you. Do we have translation today?
Not today, we do not.
Okay. So, and again, if anyone's interested in past meetings, you can find the link on our webpage to the YSD YouTube channel. Okay, Barb, would you call the roll, please?
Director Beckett?
Here.
Director Navarro Jr.?
Here.
Director Rice?
Here.
Vice President Villanueva? Does not look like she's here. And President Walker?
I'm here. Okay, thank you. Since we have no comments from the public on agenda items, we'll just move right into agenda item 1, which is approval of changes to policy 1400, which we tabled until this meeting so that you have more time to review the recommended changes to that policy. So we'll open discussion on the floor to those recommended changes.
Norm, I'd like to make a statement if I could.
Sure.
I appreciate everyone being willing to come back today and review this in accordance with our process for first reading and second reading. Unfortunately, my position hasn't changed since last week. I don't support the changes that are before us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Martha. Any other comments, questions?
Norm, if I could, I think I have two thoughts. First off, is I really appreciated the conversations that happened around this particular topic, both with Mary Alice and with our cabinet level officials. And I also really appreciated the conversation that happened at the retreat. I'm in favor of the changes and moving forward with this, but I also recognize that, like Director Rice said, it was nice to be able to do first and second and ask to see if there was other input or thought from people after having a chance to digest it a bit. And I'm in the same position as Martha. I don't think I've changed my position on this. I'm just, I guess, a little bit hesitant to move forward since Director Villanueva is not present. The reality is, we can move forward, of course, but definitely, obviously, felt like everybody wanted to have this second opportunity to talk about things, and without Director Villanueva being here, I guess I wonder about that. So, I'd like to go ahead and move forward, but just curious to know how the rest of the board feels about not being at a full component today.
Thanks, Ryan. Raymond, did you have any thoughts, or now that you've had more time to think about this and read through it again?
Yes, my position still holds. I believe that, with the direction the board wants to go in terms of being more efficient of our time and more effective with our time in our meetings. So I believe this is a step in the right direction to do that. And I would fully support the update to this policy. And in regards to all of us being here, I'm ready to move forward. I know we delayed this to today, or we decided to take the complete the full process. And if Director Villanueva, I'm not sure how. So I would just be okay with moving forward. Thank you.
Okay, and I would just add that I am comfortable with the changes in the policy. I recognize, Martha, that there is some merit to the idea of having one Thursday a month or one Tuesday a month that was set as a Tuesday. But going back again to how and this kind of relates to the calendar issue, which is coming up next. The calendar was built around the idea of 2 meetings per month with additional meetings as needed, but an absolute minimum of 2, one on a Monday and one on a Tuesday. And I think this fulfills that. I think that we have done a lot of work to shorten our meetings, streamline our meetings. I know it's still a challenge sometimes because of the way agendas occur, but I really think that we're a real outlier in the state in terms of the amount of time we spend in meetings. And I think it's only fair to our board members that we really work at streamlining this and getting more efficient in how we meet. So I'm ready to move forward. I believe we tabled the motion, so we would have to put the motion back on the floor to approve the changes to policy 1400. Do I hear a motion?
Norm, I would move that we approve the edits to policy 1400 as presented.
Do I hear a second? It's been moved and seconded to approve the amended policy 1400. Any other discussion? Okay, Barb, would you call the roll, please?
Director Beckett?
Aye.
Director Navarro Jr.?
Aye.
Director Rice?
No.
President Walker?
Aye.
Motion passes 3-1.
Okay. Thank you again, everyone, for your thoughts and participation and patience with this process. This was a little more difficult than sometimes. Okay, moving on in the agenda, we have approval of the 23-24 board meeting calendar.
Is this the board meeting calendar, or does it include the policy governance calendar?
This is the board meeting calendar.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think the policy governance calendar requires an approval. I think it was only ever approved once last year, but in past practice, that was just an operation document. It was not a policy. But by policy, we do have to approve the board meeting calendar and get that in motion. So again, I hope you have that in front of you, the proposed calendar. And again, Martha, you had a question before. You had a question about what happened to the third Tuesday of the month meeting. Well, as you can see in the calendar, there are 4 third Tuesdays of the month that schools are not in session throughout the school year. So that would be 4 that would have had to have been moved anyway. So in the process of constructing this calendar, thanks to a lot of work from Barb, we did hold to the idea of 2 meetings per month in the idea of the proposed new policy. So there are definitely 2 meetings every month, one on a Monday, one on a Tuesday. And again, that exception would have been October, where there's a vacation right in the middle of November. So it falls, there's one Tuesday in November, and then October 30th is a Monday, but that essentially, even though it's not strictly the same calendar date, it functions as a meeting every other week. And so that means that on every 2-week basis, there definitely is a school meeting. So that is predictable. It also is more doable for our cabinet members that must provide presentations. It gives more time for presentations and to get documents in front of us well before a meeting, so that, that gives us more time to peruse documents before we need to make decisions about them. So there is definitely a 2-week gap between every meeting. And so that makes 1 week meeting in November. And then like July, we only have 1 meeting in July, which has kind of been tradition anyway. So you have the calendar in front of you, I hope. If not, can you put it up on the screen, Barb? The proposed calendar?
I sure can, and I did just get notification from Vice President Villanueva that she's logging in now.
Okay.
So I'll share my screen with that.
Okay.
President Walker.
Yes.
Vice President Villanueva is now in the meeting.
Okay. Welcome, Graciela. Okay, we're in the process of making a ruling on the proposed new school board meeting calendar. We've all had more time to take a look at that. Is there any further discussion?
President Walker, I would move that we approve the proposed schedule for the 2023-24 school board meetings.
Okay.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the school board meeting calendar for 23-24. Any other discussion, question, comment from the board? Hearing none. Barb, would you call the roll, please?
Director Beckett,
Aye.
Director Navarro Jr.,
Aye.
Director Rice,
Aye.
Vice President Villanueva,
Aye.
President Walker.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you, everybody. We now have a second opportunity for public comment on items not on the agenda. Do we have any people desiring to comment today, Barb? You're muted, Barb.
I just looked and there's still nobody signed up.
Okay. So I believe that completes our agenda for today. I wish all meetings could go so smoothly. But again, I'd also like to just make a comment before we adjourn. I was very impressed with this morning's gathering at the convention center. It's always rewarding to see so many of our employees there and enjoying themselves and kind of getting re-energized for a school year. I loved what our speaker had to say. It leaves with a good feeling. And again, I hope we're still having that good feeling in November as we continue our work. Thanks again for all the board members that were able to make it. And we missed you, Ryan, but I'm sure you had work to do today. So,
Norm?
Yes.
I'm wondering, I want to make sure that everyone received the link to the Google Sheet that we'll be reviewing at General Assembly this fall.
Yes, I've received it.
And we'll be discussing that I asked to have it discussed at the September 5th board meeting. So I'm hoping that everyone has an opportunity to review that, compare that to the language that's within the handbook. And if you have any questions, give me a call.
Yes. And have you all seen the handbook? Do you have a copy of the handbook? Okay. Thanks again, Martha, for reminding us of that and for doing all that work in preparation for that. Barb, I believe that's on the September 5th agenda? Yes.
Correct, yes.
Okay, thank you.
So is our homework to complete that Google Sheet before the September 5 meeting?
Yes, please.
Okay, thanks.
Norm, if I may.
Yes.
I just want to tell everybody how sorry I was to miss this morning. I've joined a new real estate office, and one of 3 technology trainings was being offered this morning. And for people like Barb who know how technology not savvy I am, it was very important that I be there.
Sure.
But I was really, really sorry to miss out on this morning. I remember the keynote from last year and just what a really energetic and positive experience that was. So I'm sorry I wasn't there, but look forward to being there next year. So
yeah. Well, and congratulations on your professional move. Hope that's a good one for you. Okay, any other questions, comments for the good of the order? Okay, thank you so much. This meeting is adjourned. Oh. Thanks, Trevor.